Hello everyone, we're back with Ark Nova replay analysis number 20. Today we're going to be looking at two games that feature native farm animals, one of the best sponsor cards in the game. I'll set up the chat and then we'll get going. Hello everyone that's already here. Hello Mike that already left us a comment. Thank you. Okay. First game, we have a match between JD and Dwarvintime. We're looking at this from JD's perspective. Hello Pomerani. And we're on an observation tower. The goals are habitat diversity, Asia, and herbivores. So this is a very ideal situation for native farm animals. Can't see the icons. Can't see which icons. Hello, Bob. Everything seems to be displaying fine on my end. Animals play. Well, there haven't been any animals played, but... Oh, I didn't transition. Thank you. Yes, I had it set up, but I didn't transition. That should be better. Thank you for pointing that out. So we are on Observation Tower, and Herbivores is an ideal situation for native farm animals. It's already a great value card, but having the Herbivore tag as well gives it like a lot of extra value. So because you've seen the title of this video, you obviously know that this is being kept. Meerkat Den as well makes it pretty incredible, giving even more value. For the other two, I think the Peafowl is an easy pick here because there's Asia as one of the projects and it's just a very good starting animal. But I really like JD's pick after this. I think you could argue for Jungle, just for some upside as like a project you can potentially support. But he decides to keep the Macaw, and that's because he's not first player here. If he was first player, he could grab Asia uncontested. But if he doesn't get Asia, he's kind of stuffed if he's only keeping the Peafowl. So keeping the Macaw as well is like a backup plan. I like that a lot. Thank you, David. So yeah, Dwarvintime is first player. Decides not to start with a partner zoo, but just builds the size 2. JD doesn't grab Asia yet, but decides to draw cards first. And there's some decent cards here. I really don't know about the first discard though. Getting rid of Meerkat Den I think is just a mistake or a misclick. I know he rates Science Lab pretty highly, but Meerkat Den here is like... I don't understand, but anyway. He did tell me that was a mistake. Dwarvintime starts with a standard uni opener. Just getting the hand size. JD grabs the Asia partner zoo, so the Peafowl looks like it's getting played. Dwarvintime drawing cards. Snaps the rock monitor. So this is another move I like a lot from JD. I think most people would just build a size 3 in the top corner as like an easy decision, but he builds a size 4 here. And that's mainly for 2 reasons. Firstly, it's to grab the X token in the corner here. You can't grab that X token and touch the tower with a size 3 enclosure. Touching the tower obviously very important. But yeah, getting the X token will allow him to play Bard Owl Hut without having to X out another card. So it's just saving tempo. It's a nice little move that I think a lot of players would overlook. And plus, the Peafowl will eventually be getting released, potentially, with the Asia release that he drew, which means it doesn't matter if this is a size 3 or size 4 or even size 5. But couldn't build the size 5 because build was at 4. I think this would be a great time for Dwarvintime to cause the break. But instead decides to play Tech Institute, which I think is fine as well. I mean, that's one of the sponsors that you want out as early as possible. In the first round is great. But yeah, here is that X token to play the Bard Owl Hut. And this is good timing as well, right before a bird is about to be played. Decides to keep the Tasmanian Devil, but it shouldn't matter too much. I think there's going to have to be a few things discarded here. It's not clear what's getting discarded though. Dwarvintime builds again. Another size 2 and picks up the Slow Worm from range. So it has that handy Europe icon. There is habitat diversity. I expect that's the reason. I think when habitat diversity is blocked at 5, it's not as crucial to rush it, but getting 3 early tags is a good way to support an early project. And Europe will help with that. PFL comes down. Does the perception first to see what animals there are. It might affect the locations of the kiosk and the pavilion. And you can already see starting to play around native farm animals, just leaving these border spaces uncovered. That was the slight downside of covering up this X, but for 1 point for saving like a turn of tempo, I think it's worth it. The Rock Monitor and the Slow Worm are about to come down. Decides not to sell any cards, so obviously has 3 decent cards here. JD Xing out build. Cards action for Dwarvintime. Now has 5 cards with the hand size uni, so good position to be in. And just causing the break at 4. Now it is a bit annoying having to discard a lot of these, but obviously native farm animals is getting kept. The Tapir is nice as well because it fits 2 of the projects. And then the Asia release needed for clearing up this size 4. That's the reasoning behind those. I think he would have liked to have Meerkat Den as well. But at the same time, well, maybe over the Tapir. It's hard to say. We have Hydrologist coming out. The timing on spending an X to do that is a little bit interesting. I think it would imply a couple of things. The first reason would be that Dwarvintime has a lot of sponsors that they want to play. That would be a reason you'd spend an X token. Otherwise, I think normally you'd just use your association first. The other reason could be that Dwarventime's about to build to play like a 3rd animal to support habitat diversity, and you want to get Hydrologist before you build for maximum money. Although it doesn't look like any spot's going to be touching water, so might just be a lot of sponsors. JD is going to support Asia at 2. Grab a worker as the reward and upgrade build. That's pretty standard. Build, especially when you have native farm animals, is pretty required. Because you don't stay under 25 appeal forever, and especially on this map, you get appeal very quickly, so you need to play native animals kind of quicker than other maps. True, could be for aquatic project. It's not though, it's just a uni. That's a very good call, Bob. Didn't notice that. If that was for aquatic, that would have been a great call. But no, just the second uni upgrading build. Pretty standard opener as well. And I like this from JD. Without the hand size uni, well, I mean, Native Liz is just a good enough card to snap up anyway. Yeah, it's great on this map as well. All your rocks are here at the start of the game. Pretty easy to get 8 or 9 points from it. Science Library shows up, also a great tier sponsor. So we see the upgraded build. Dwarvintime upgrades cards as the second upgrade. It would normally be animals here. like standard would be animals, so you can work your way up to 8 reputation faster. But I think it's pretty clear Dwarvintime doesn't have enough money to play animals this round, so cards will be more useful. We just have a build 4 action. I could see... I wouldn't have minded spending an X token for build 5, but it's fine. Can always build it later. Cards action for Dwarvintime, picking up the Waza Small and the European Badger. Badger's interesting as well. It is a playable animal, so it gives a little bit of extra appeal and another enclosure touching a kiosk. But it doesn't really relate to any of the projects, and they already have the Europe tag. Hate that feeling when you're about to sneeze. We have Herbivore Breeding show up. Very nice when you have the tapir. It is just going to be a second partner zoo, so JD can upgrade animals. Taking Americas just because it's widely regarded as the second best continent. Don't have any reason to take any other continents at the moment. Ornithologist coming out for Dwarvintime. Not bad, birds are just generally good, it's fine. We do have the tapir coming out. I like the choice of digging as well. This hand is good enough that you don't want to dig anything out of this hand. But getting rid of some annoying things from the display, like Science Library as #1 target, when your opponent already has 2 science tags. Wouldn't also, like, getting rid of Medical Breakthrough could be an option as well. Just gets rid of the Wall Lizard for some reason, just says F you to that animal and then doesn't use the 3rd dig. I don't really understand. Maybe because the reptile house is more appealing, just get rid of all the reptiles, I don't know. Animals gets X'd back, so not playing the Badger at the moment. He's a traitor. This is I think this replay is a month or 2 old, roughly. So see JD just doing a build 2 action. So 1 touching the tower and a kiosk down here. So it looks like good timing for native lizards to come out. The issue with that is it's going to take him over 25 appeal for native farm animals, but the good thing is that there's the Asia release here, which will put him back under 25. Dwarvintime going to build. Might be expecting the break here, but we'll be sad to find out that native lizards is coming down. And this is a way to get such a huge advantage early. Like, look at what you have to do to get 8 appeal. You have to build a size 3 enclosure and play an animal for like 20 money roughly, but you can just play a single sponsor and get 8 appeal that way. That's why sponsors win games. It's just basically a free way to get extra points. Spending 2 X tokens to play Waza Small is very, what's the word? Very ambitious. JD snaps up Herbivore Breeding Program. Makes a lot of sense with the tapir already played. And the shoe bill comes down. Just some nice extra points and income. Also allowing to snap up the fox. It's possible with all these small animals that Dwarventime's end goal is small animal zoo. That could be another reason for the focus. Oh yeah, on Hollywood Hills it's especially good as well. Probably best on Hollywood Hills and maybe second best on this map, and like Ice Cream Parlors is pretty good as well. Park Restaurant as well is very good. And it's just a very good card. Dwarventime drawing again. Not interested in anything from the display. And this is just the break here. So I think we can expect first move after the break to be releasing the P-fowl. So a good sequence would be like releasing the P-fowl, building again, and then playing native farm animals. The red deer showing up is quite nice, with herbivores still one of the projects. These flocking ones are very efficient. Animals at 2, so this must be for another continent tag to support habitats, I guess. It is. Takes the king vulture. Plays the badger as well. Oh, and gets to snap up the red panda from the Waza small animal program effect. That's pretty nice. Play 2 animals, get 2 back. Yeah, you can also do that animals at 2, actually. I might underrate Waza small animal a little bit. Being able to do moves like that is very nice without upgraded animals. Okay, and we're building first. This suggests native farm animals is about to come out. Oh, it takes bamboo forest as well. Just more projects to support. You can't really have too many projects. I guess you can, but you'd rather have too many than not enough. Habitat diversity. Upgrading animals now. I mean, points are kind of even, but JD's about to take a pretty big lead here. What I totally would have done here, so I know what he's about to. He's about to play native farm animals with money, but I totally would have greeded out the size 3 enclosure just for more points. But it's so greedy to do that because it kills all of your large enclosure spots. So I think a smart way to play is not to be too greedy and you still have to leave yourself some spots for large animals later. And this is a good size 5 here. But still, this is a 10-point native farm animals. Take snapping as well as second reward instead of any money. Yeah, basically got more from playing native farm animals than supporting that project. The P-Fowl's not a great release, though, to be honest. But getting the size 4 enclosure back is great. Actually, you know what? When you release a bird, you should make the ornithologist play a lose 3 money. I think that should be a thing. Cards action. I don't think anything's really snappable here. I'm wrong, apparently. The Adventure Playground is. It fits nicely there. It's a playable sponsor, I guess, yeah. Guess instead it would have been the monkey and another 2 cards drawn, so it's worked out fine. True. All these open spots are useful for the end game of native farm animals as well. Although I think it can be a trap to try to worry about it too much. But there's like 7, 10. There's 2 conservation points in this little area right here. If you just leave those empty for the rest of the game. But it's hard not being able to play a large animal apart from up here. We have the deer just going this size 4, which is fine because with bamboo forest it can be released. And yeah, on observation tower it's great to release and reuse these enclosures. Even though we're not actually making too much progress towards 5 herbivores. Dwarvintime advancing the break to 7 out of 9. I totally would have built that 3 hex there as well and probably died later in the game. So JD's spending 4 X tokens here just to get a 3rd partner zoo and the first of his unis, grabbing hand size. This is a good use for X tokens, just efficiently using your association action. Maybe it's a bit scary using all of them at once. But having 3 workers now is important. Come the later rounds, you want 3 workers so you can support 2 projects in 1 round. With the cards action, Dwarvintime is going to take the Yosemite National Park, America's release, and I would assume is going to snap up the American Alligator at the start of the next round. Oh, no, it doesn't have snapping, no. JD has snapping. Well, now, you want to get rid of the Alligator for the release, but the Tapir is also good. I'm not sure what he snaps here. Yeah, Tapir makes sense to get to 4 herbivores, actually. You can play that, support it at 4. And then start releasing things. True, the 2 conservation point reward here is also very nice. You can unlock that in the last round as like a great point boost at the end. Something like support your last project with 3 X tokens, get an extra 2 conservation points here is something very common to see. We see that Adventure Playground coming down. Didn't actually look at the end goals. We have Conservation Zoo and Sponsored Zoo. Conservation Zoo looks pretty nice with the amount of green cards in JD's hand. Dwarvintime getting their 4th upgrade. JD just needs a 2nd uni for that 4th upgrade. But has an 18-point lead right now. And money's about the same as well. And also has good tempo to support 4 herbivores. Dwarventime's probably working towards Asia, but still only 2. Choosing to build Kiosk Pavilion and size 1, but not building a size 2. Ah, so that's... how many spots we got here? 5, 7... Yes, actually intentionally leaving these open for the native farm animals points. So right now there's 6 spots here for 1 native farm animal conservation point and 12 spots here for 2 conservation points. So he might have to fill them eventually, but with all these projects he might not actually have to fill them at all. Tarsier coming out for Dwarvintime, great little animal. Up to 3 Asia. That was the only small animal though, and nothing to snap from the display. We also have another Asia monkey here. JD destroying. I guess he'd be kind of happy to see the elephant, but probably regretting that this is not a size 5. Ibex is just pretty much unplayable now with all the rocks covered. It's playable if the deer gets released and you put it in the size 4, but not much point doing that. Okay, aviary comes down for Dwarvintime. That makes this monkey unplayable, but might have one of the large Asia birds or something, or maybe an eagle. Clever's down cards, so presumably these 4 cards are decent enough. JD gets his last worker. Tapir comes down. And what do we dig here? I guess Secretary Bird could disappear, although it's something that can actually fit in this size 4 and is pretty decent. Yeah, choosing not to dig anything. This looks just like 4 herbivores next move. Get the 10 money or something. Tarsier is going to get released. Size 3 enclosure coming down. Nearly has Hydrologist endgame. Nearly Tech Institute endgame. But yeah, still 3 endgame points on native farm animals over here. Expert on Asia appears right now. Okay, this is going to be habitat diversity, waiting for 5 herbivores. True, could have dug away Savannah as well. Not a bad call. I guess the badger is not that scary to see released. I mean, it's a project still. Keeping conservation zoo. And does take the 10 money. Donating as well. Yeah, not clear that there's going to be time for this 4th upgrade. Taking a uni now just feels really bad. This is going to be the break. Puts JD in kind of an awkward position with no X tokens. So it might have made spending the 4 X tokens on the uni a bit dicey earlier. Because I'm sure if you ask him right now, he would rather have 4 X tokens than this uni. Dwarvintime does snap up Expert on Asia by causing the break and getting snapping first. Sponsorship Elephants is okay for some points. You can actually play a sponsor as a reward, so I expect that. Okay, never mind, it's Quarantine Lab. Surely this is just better though. I guess also paranoid about constriction or hypnosis, I guess. Or pilfering. This is playable now. The X token it gives might be more valuable than I'm giving it credit for. Yeah, the X token's actually super handy, and it doesn't quite give a point, but I guess with the last move of the game you can take the Australia Partner Zoo, and then it does give a point. Alright, conservation point. Flamingo coming down for Dwarvintime. And what about these big birds? Okay, King Vulture we did know about. Scavenge 5 is such a nice ability. And that's kind of evened up the points nearly. So this is going to be a build action. Size 5 for the elephant. Not sure if we're going to see a release of the... I assume we're not going to see the deer released first, because he wants to support herbivores at 5. We have that 3rd uni for Dwarvintime, which is better than normal because of Technology Institute. Might also need the science tags for like a science museum. Could have also just scavenged medical breakthrough. We saw that disappear earlier. Oh no, okay, we are going to see... It is going to be the release first. And this works as well, just clearing up space for the secretary bird. Not donating, because money's tight enough. What reward was that? 3x tokens, that makes sense. So next move could be elephant secretary bird and then 4 herbivores, and that would be pretty close to ending the game. Without having done the math. But it could also take it slower and get association up to 5 for that partner zoo as well. Yeah, King Vulture is great because it has such a high requirement that it just makes it very efficient in points to money. Like, insanely efficient. That's why the aviary birds are usually so strong. Because you also save money on the it being in an aviary as well. Yep, not spending any X's for animals there because no cards upgrade. Playing the secretary bird first because of the perception ability. Never know, could find the Asian elephant instead of the African one. Diverse species and climbing park. Well, neither are great. Diverse is currently 1. Climbing park's currently 1. Climbing park, I guess, has slightly higher upside. Not by much, though. I feel like we've seen this before. The Tarsier comes down again. Must have been scavenged here, so that means no medical breakthrough. But yeah, that's the way to get one of your Asia tags back. Herbivores doesn't... It's very close. Doesn't quite get JD the cross yet, though. Red Panda as well, up to 4 Asia now. Snaps up the platypus. The other thing that does is put breeding program in range, which would be a long-billed vulture. Yeah, I think this has to be snapping that away. No! Looking for something else? Large animals? Doesn't really help. No, it doesn't help at all. I'm actually very surprised that didn't get snapped away. But I kind of expect Dwarvintime to cause a break here and just snap up the vulture. Oh, of course, expert on Asia. That's been there for ages. That is the risk when you play an elephant. At least you get... It's still okay value. You still get 1 conservation point from the endgame. But you also get 10 appeal and, well, the rep is useless, so yeah, it's not great. Sponsorship elephants as well coming down. But yeah, 5 age is going to be a good last support. One pavilion over the X, still leaving 6 spots open, so there should not be anything further built. So still 2 conservation points from native farm animals. And this does get the perfect amount to grab the partner zoo and support herbivores at 4, but can't meet the requirements of quarantine lab anymore because we released the red deer, which was the Europe icon. Break here for Dwarvintime very strongly indicates an eagle. And with the tempo to snap up the long-billed vulture, we could see like an eagle plus the vulture come down. That would be very scary. JD still has a slight point lead, but he would have to know that there's a strong possibility of an eagle coming, so he might delay a turn or 2. Because an eagle plus vulture plus Asia at 5 will end the game for Dwarvintime. Let's see what the snap is here. Nothing. Doesn't want to risk the chance of revealing an eagle. Actually does just decide to finish. Yeah, well, it's not like there's any playable animals coming up. Because none of these are touching water. And there's no size 2s. Can't play breeding program either. So that is the cross. Took... Well, 12 money is last reward, but doesn't matter. So 104. Endgames, conservation, getting 3 from conservation, nice. So 4 endgames here, and then 2 from native farm animals. And let's see. Yeah, this has to be the eagle. Vulture first. Expert on Asia doing work as well. So what do we have here? We have Hydrologist and Technology Institute. Bald Eagle. Grabbing 2 reputation as well for an extra conservation point here. Taking the X tokens, so no sponsor in hand for Dwarvintime. Huh. 1, 2, 3. I was going to say breeding program could have been a point, but only 3 projects supported, so not quite. Going to say the order to do that would have been take 2 rep and then draw from the deck, just in case you get a playable sponsor. Because unlocking the X tokens does nothing, but playing a sponsor could give like 1 point. Research through endgame. Climbing Park, just enough to win. On tie breaks, 122 all, but 5 projects, 2, 3. Yeah, the correct order is taking the 2 rep first and drawing. It's a small chance you get a sponsor, but it could have been the difference. Very close game though. Yeah, research through only 2 conservation points is pretty sad. But if the sponsors don't come, you can't do much. Anyway, this was a mild case of native farm animals being overpowered. I did not miss this fact at all. I talked about this multiple times throughout the game. We were keeping track of your unused spaces here. Alright, relax. I've been very nice to you this game, this replay, alright? You played very well. I complimented your size 4 enclosure here. And yes, we mentioned the fact that you've left 2 shields for yourself, while also getting 10 points, and I totally would have built the size 3 enclosure here, and then when I drew the elephant later, I would have just lost the game. Did I call them rubbish? Well, losing out on Quarantine Lab's a bit sad. Yeah, wrong country. This was back before he moved to Australia. Yeah, good first win. This was a mild case of native farm animals being overpowered, but the next game we're about to see, it's a whole lot stronger. I mean, this is already insanely good. We talked about how getting 10 conservation points, getting 10 appeal from 1 card is insane. It's like the same amount of appeal that an elephant gives you, but it costs you 30 less money, like 40 less money. So yeah, when sponsors give you points like this, plus the 2 conservation points on it, a 16-point card for 0 cost. You just have to play around it a little bit when building your map. Alright, that was game 1. Well played. But if you're getting sick of JD, he's back again with game 2. Because he is the... Like, if we're talking about native farm animals abusers, JD is easily the best player that uses native farm animals. I see him pull out ridiculous points with this card so often. So we are on Research Institute this time. A little bit awkward for native farm animals around here. This rock is like just in the way. You can build around it. It's pretty effective. Easily the best player. Alright, settle down. We have architectural and diverse species. No herbivores as one of the projects. We do have predators, species diversity, and Australia. So I mean, again, Meerkat Den is a good choice. Hopefully you decide to keep it this time. Not abusing the native farm animals in that way. It's totally above board. I mean, I would probably be well, actually, Cheetah here is actually insane for with predators here. So I mean, I think I'd always keep Cheetah, and then I like Meerkat Den a lot as well. I'd be very tempted to keep this for the tag for species diversity. That's 3 tags already. then it's tempting to either keep the llama for the meerkat den or just grab a reptile icon, or even research is good. See what he keeps. Not keeping the... Okay, sea lion is Australia, but double... I like the double predator icon. It's fine. This fits 2 of the projects as well. But it does mean taking the Australia partner zoo. I like the other choices. JD is first player. Some very good sponsors here. Spotted hyena compound when there's predators is good, although there's no 5 predators, but 4 is still good. Geologist is pretty decent on this map. I think it's roughly 20 spots or something. It's not one of the best, but it's okay. Also good when you do start with like a rock animal, so you can play the rock animal, then play Geologist for points as well as money later. Yes, JD's back back in Australia. And then, yeah, Vet's just solid. Well, in Australia we say JD. That's why. So, no native farm animals now, so he's not really worried about leaving these border spaces open. Can't really blame him. Okay, opponent X's out cards first. Yeah, but now JD's Australian, so we say it the proper Aussie way. Opponent Xing out cards first usually means that they have a strength 6 monster coming. Xing out cards is one of the weirder ones to X out though. I'd say normally animals would be a better X out. We might be seeing something similar, don't you worry. JD does snap up the spotted hyena compound. Yeah, it's playable here. It also helps reach the oh, you can actually reach this university with like a kiosk here and then... Oh no, you can't because it's not touching rock. Duh. You can still put it down here and get very close to this uni. Opponent takes the 2-rep uni. Would suggest to me that it's like Foreign Institute coming out as an easy way to get to 5 reputation for a card upgrade. We do see Spotted Hyena Compound come out. Crocodile, pretty dead draw. Too hard to play early. Very funny positioning. I guess it's not that funny. Don't really see where else you'd put it. Well, did you find me that replay? Don't start complaining. Oh, it's Archaeologist for the opponent. It's less good when you already have to take the first uni to get the science tag for it. It's still good though. We'll see if this does mean JD takes a uni right now. No, does not care. Oh no, he takes a uni that way. Yeah, okay, that's fair. With the empty petting zoo meta. I guess petting zoo not as bad with species diversity here. It's a pretty safe way to get your 5th species tag. Opponent's going to build a size 3, and we expect take a uni here. Taking a reputation instead of a uni. I guess it makes sense, because then you can go down here, build like a size 2 and get the uni that way. Yeah, okay. Africa Partner Zoo. Okay, so we have the Rock Monitor coming out soon. Yeah, that's a good use for the Nile Crocodile, just sell it. Opponent Xing out Association now, so it would suggest that there's another sponsor that they want to get out. Geological, very nice when you have all these rock icons. Just drawing before the Rock Monitor comes down though. Yeah, opponent is going to grab the 2nd uni now, and I expect Upgrading sponsors is something you don't want to see if you're in JD's position. Sponsors and cards. Cards I'm less convinced about. Sponsors, scary though. It could just be for the geologist or the vet. Vet would be insane here. Just sells the crocodile. Yeah, okay, Stokes the predator. Fair enough. Meerkat Den we want. Primatologist we want. Geological we want. Red Panda is extremely greedy by the opponent though. Absolutely great card for species diversity. But yeah, this should just be the break here. You do not... You're going to let your opponent double upgrade associate? Are you serious? To take Geologist, I guess. That's still... Oh, I would not have had the balls to do that. Vet and... Yeah, just the break here, I guess. Still 10 money though. But Geologist is a really good bunch of points. Oh, now Federal Grants appears. Federal Grants appears and there's no way for JD to get it. Right? Yep. Size 1 to grab. Sloth Bear. Just casually putting Federal Grants in range. So the opponent doesn't have to break sweat and just draw it from range. And here is the native farm animals, and here is the diversity research, which is an absolute combo card with this. And we're going to see it to its maximum effect. So I like this here, not getting too caught up about maximizing one extra conservation point. The main thing is you want to get your 2 conservation points here for your upgrade, and also wants to take snapping first to get, well, I assume diversity researcher first. That's the upgraded sponsors. Good money when you already have 3 rock icons, and then native farm animals would be next on the list. Opponent just takes the Asia Partner Zoo. Primatologist coming out. Okay, yeah, we're up to 4 different species already. The 5th one being this bear icon, so that was a large reason for the sloth bear. Federal Grants comes down. The opponent is up to 6 science icons already. The good news is that means they don't have something like a science museum, or they would have played it already. Here's the native farm animal snap. So he's just going to spend the next couple of round or 2 just building up this native farm animals for max points. Or Ibex as well. Geologist is not even down yet. Oh wow, the opponent plays the panda as a second animal. That's a bit crazy. That's a very expensive second animal, and it doesn't help you towards species diversity. So I think the opponent's fallen into a bit of a trap there. It's just too expensive at this stage. Although they do have good income with Federal Grants down already. And I guess extra money from archaeologists. Size 3 for the sloth bear. I know it gives an upgrade for 2 conservation points, but it's so expensive. It's a great late game animal for like a great point burst, but 27 is like an insane cost. I guess 24 because of the discount. Sloth Bear coming out. We hunt an alligator with the Spotted Hyena compound. Wouldn't be surprised if he boosts down Associate here. No, actually doesn't. I guess there's no reason to. You can play your sponsors at Strength 4 anyway. Very weird breaking 4 move by the opponent. I think in that position, just go all the way and cause the break. But yeah, this is Geologist here. Very nice points. So points are even, but the opponent does still have an income lead. I would not recommend playing the Sumatran tiger as my first animal, no. Also wouldn't really recommend getting the double science uni as a first uni. But I think you might have done that on stream yesterday. JD X's out animals to get sponsors higher up, but the opponent's just causing the break with cards now. Yeah, we're in an intense battle for the Ark Nova leaderboard. Or Science Library. It's a very good thing that JD has snapping. Science Library would have been so good for the opponent, like 7 appeal. Here is Species Diversity. I mean, I don't actually know if you even take the uni in this position. It's good tempo, but it's useless for the opponent. I guess you still do. I would strongly consider taking Play Sponsor for money. Ooh, going the unusual Associate and Sponsor upgrade. On this map, with the Institute, I guess you can afford not to upgrade animals. That might be the option here. Opponent playing the Chameleon to snap up reptile breeding programs, a nice sequence. Sadly, no Asia is one of the projects, since the opponent does have 4 Asia now. Ooh, low mountain range. With a vulture right next to it. Probably snapping up low mountain range here. No! I would always snap that up. I cannot leave those two next to each other. Getting rid of large animals as well. Still do have the meerkat den, so moose is playable. Moose is a very decent animal. I always keep the moose there. I don't know. Do you really need the shoe bill though? I would have kept large animals. Opponent supporting that reptile breeding program. I wonder if they get the vulture here. They do. And snap up low mountain range. Scary. But points are even, and JD has 29 money now with Diversity Researcher coming down. And we're about to see an absolutely massive native farm animals soon. There's another build action coming. Okay, we're grabbing the partner zoo first. Australia partner zoo, because we saw this guy from the start of the game. Multiplier on build. It is an animals upgrade, so no cards, so not taking the reputation makes sense there. Multiplyer's a bit greedy. I mean, if I'm the opponent, I'm just causing the break, but they don't. I think the opponent could have just built the size 5 after the break, but this ×2 build action is actually going to have such good tempo for getting down native farm animals. So we can see leaving all of the edges open as possible. Couple more over here. Are there any left? Yeah, there's one up here. No, this one. Okay, but the reason that you don't want to do that is you want to leave this spot uninterrupted. Yeah, there's 13 hexes here, and if you cover that, then it breaks up the hexes. So yes, that's the experience I don't have playing native farm animals. But this is going to be a pretty big point boost. The opponent's still not causing the break, spending their worker now. And here we have a 17-point native farm animals. True, yeah, that's a perfect spot for side entrance. Can you actually put it over 2 water spaces though? I thought you were telling me off for them not being border spaces. Yeah, 17 points is just ridiculous. Plus, at the moment, 2 endgame points. So 23-point card right now. You only need 100 points to, like... You start at negative 14, so you need 114 points to win. But if you're getting 17 from a card, it's like a 1/6 of your whole game right there in one turn. True, yeah. Diversity Researcher does not make these count as border spaces. It's only the blank border spaces, not the water and rock ones. Thematically, they should, but the card's already broken enough without it. This combo's already broken enough. So yeah, that's up to now 40 to 23 points. We don't... Diversity Research is already a very good card. Opponent gets a small break here with Medical Breakthrough appearing. But given how quickly JD's got points, this game is not going to last too much longer. Like, maybe 1 round, max more. There's still 4 Predators incoming. Plus some decent animals. Yeah, so we should see the... Actually, it's a good question. The Stoke's not playable yet. Oh, nice. Okay, Ibex comes down. Also giving more points for Meerkat Den. Pond Turtle. Pond Turtle has extra points for Diversity Researcher, actually. It's basically like there's an aquarium. Because this water icon is just too appeal by itself. Okay. Just another small animal to play as well, because the Stoke can fit in there. Here's the Vulture coming down for the opponent. Yeah, they just built a size 5, but not an aviary. They can build an aviary later, but they're a lot of points down and they don't have any empty enclosures. The opponent's in trouble here. The game will not last too much longer. Reptile breeding program. Yeah, keeping diverse. You don't want to keep architectural when you don't want to cover any of your map anymore. Donating as well. Still might... Well, I guess now we do need to see another break because JD only has 1 worker left. Yeah, not clear how he's going to get the 2 reputation either. Yeah, it takes out the... unlocks the double clever ability. Yeah, putting build down is super handy when you don't want to build anymore. Opponent builds a petting zoo and a size 1. They take a petting zoo animal. It's very late for a petting zoo. Still time for science library. Yeah, because we have time to play 2 animals here. We can sunbathe. Don't even need to sunbathe with the sea lion. This is the vulture release, but very late. Opponent's just got too many points to catch up right now. I think they even took 5 money over 2 reputation there, which is just a mistake. Oh, hunting before selling as well. Beautiful. Sea Lion also giving a water icon for diversity researcher endgames. Could have played the Stoat first to sell 3 cards, but it's fine. There's a lot of text on diversity researcher. So you're saying it should say border building spaces. Oh, on native farm animals. Opponent plays an elephant. And a sheep in their petting zoo. Yeah, there will need to be one more break. The opponent hasn't played their medical breakthrough yet. But it looks like they will do that next move. This is just a classic partner zoo and 2 reputation move from JD, unlocking the last worker. Might as well donate. Because 4 predators will end the game now. Will it? 4 predators will not end the game. It will end the game with a partner zoo though. Opponent choosing not to cause the break again, but JD just had enough causing the break. Don't think any of these cards matter anymore. Clevering down sponsors and build. So we could see like Xing out animals and then associate 8. Yep. Horse is useless without a card's upgrade. Ooh, reindeer. Opponent building another size 5. I mean, when you're this far behind, it's the correct move. You just need a way to spend all of your money. Predators and size 2 to end the game with either or. How often do I take clever reward on this map? Not as often as I should. It's very good in situations like this where you just want to cycle through your actions. I think it's a mistake taking it too early, but like just before the last round is perfect timing. I just often find there's too many other things I want, like money. Oh yeah, we can even play the horse and, yeah, the shoe bill. What's that end goal? Oh, diverse. Okay, shoe bill is extra for the diverse bird icon there. And horse is just the only other playable animal. But yeah, more than enough. Scores are being doubled right now. What's the opponent got for last turn? Little sunbathing reptile. and a guinea pig are not an ideal way to finish. So absolute killing. 2 native farm animals again. Opponent did have some nice sponsors, yeah, but they did have research too as well, but nowhere near enough. They just got... Just the tempo from native farm animals was enough to swing the game completely in JD's favor. Also winning the race to species 5, very important. Just the opponent didn't have any of these base projects supported, so they weren't really working towards any of them. Yeah, not ideal for diverse species. 3 herbivores each, 2, 1, but it didn't matter in the end. So yeah, this is the ideal way to play native farm animals. Max out the appeal you get when you play it immediately. This was 15 plus 2 for Meerkat Den. But then if you can find a way to cross without filling up these spaces, you can get some nice endgame points as well. I think with diversity research, it's a very unique situation where you can just leave this gap all along the border. But like without diversity researcher, you have to build like on this spot, cutting off the connection here. And yeah, on some maps it's a lot better than others, but Research Institute is okay for it. Yeah, 2 beautiful games from JD, showing why he is the back-to-back champion. And this was a 30-turn game, yeah, not surprising at all. 30-turn with only 4 breaks as well. Very nice. When was this? Oh, this was yesterday, so about 24 hours ago. He still got it. And very good looking, he adds. Yes, I got a haircut. No, he didn't build it with native farm animals in mind. Like, if we look at the first move of the game, he built the size 2 enclosure, covering this border space. But yeah, from like the mid-game onwards, when diversity and native farm animals showed up, I'm sure his plan 100% was to build around it. It just sort of works out normally on this map anyway, because you start off here, you like get this 5 money, but you don't care about this border space or this border space, and then you get the uni and you leave these 2 open. It just seems to work out on this map anyway. Yeah, that's all we're going to see today, so thanks everyone for tuning in. See you at the same time next week. Have a good rest of the day. See you later.